Welcome to Ziploc greenhouses. This is the first time I've made one, so we're all going to learn together. So first of all, you have to have a Ziploc. Preferably use the 2-gallon size if you have one, but this is a 1 gallon, so this is fine. Now what you're going to do, first of all, is grab yourself a marker. And what you're going to do is label your bag with the name of what you're going to plant, which we're going to plant peas here. Okay, so I'm putting peas on here, and then I'm putting the date, which is March 20th, 2020. Now this will help you to know where your plant should be in the growing cycle. So we'll go through there. The other thing you're going to do with your marker is you're going to make 12 X's on your bag to make 12 evenly spaced holes. So I'm going to do that now. And then, after we're done that, we're going to make some actual real holes in our bag for drainage and so you can water your bag. Now this is what that's going to look like. Oops, I smelled peas wrong. There we go. Okay. Peas. Okay, now what we're going to do next is we're going to take our glue gun, which will be toxic, burning plastic, and we're going to take it outside and we're going to punch these holes in it. So we'll see you in a minute. Here's our glue gun, well used. We're going to take this hot glue gun and we're going to punch the holes through the bag where we've marked them. So it just takes a minute to go through both layers. And after we get that done, we'll go on to the next step. Now this idea is also called winter sowing. And the reason it's called winter sowing is because you can actually start these things in the winter. And when you're done with your bag, you've got already planted, you can take them, set them right outside in the snow. And being we're from Canada, that's huge. And the beauty of it is you can also expect to actually get started plants from this method. Now if you're living in an apartment and you actually have a balcony deck, you could probably get like 100 of these planted Ziploc greenhouses on your deck. Okay, now we're going to go back inside. We're going to start planting. Okay, now we're going to get the soil ready. So here's just a little bag of soil from your dollar store. And here's a cup of water. There's about a cup of water in here, just halfway up. I'm going to take that in there and I'm going to pour it in that bag. And I'm going to take the spoon and I'm just going to stir it around inside the bag so we can get that soil nice and moist, because these seeds are going to want to be moist to start with. It's just a really easy way to do it right in the bag here. You don't have to get anything else messy. You can throw this bag away when you're done. You might just want to make sure it's all moist. Okay, now I'm going to take that bag of soil and I'm going to open my bag and I'm going to take my little label that I made here. We've labeled the front of the bag, but sometimes, you know, with the weather outside and everything, that label comes off. So just to be ensuring that we're going to know what that is when we finally get it growing, I'm going to put one inside too. Okay, and you can I just took a piece of duct tape and did that. One of the better pens to use, this is just a regular pen, but just a regular, it's a permanent marker. But a better pen to use is a pink pen, which I didn't have. But maybe you can find one of those. And they really stay. Now, as you're going to open your bag, you're going to see that the bag will kind of stick wherever the holes are because it went through the 2 layers. But just kind of tear it apart and it'll be fine. Because you just want to get that open so you can... And the other method of making these holes, of course, is just using a sharp pen. But I wanted to show you this method because I thought it was a good idea to make these holes real quick. Okay, so there's your bag. So now we're going to pour 2 or 3 inches of this soil into the bag. So probably going to take pretty much the whole thing. Okay, so there we go. There you've got your bag all ready to go. Now I would take it while you keep your hands clean and just kind of press that down a little bit so it's nice and firm to the bottom of your shape. And now we're going to take our peas. We're going to open up our bag. We're going to take our peas. Now some people like to soak their peas for a couple of days. I'm going to try it both ways because I've heard you can do it either way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and put these peas in. You'll notice on the back of your pea box here, it says that they should be 1 inch apart and they should be 1 inch deep. So when you actually transplant them out, they have a different spacing. But in the bag, they're supposed to be 1 inch apart and 1 inch deep. So I'm going to take these now, and I've got myself I don't want them too close to the edge of the bag. So I'll keep them 1 inch away from the edge of the bag. So I'm counting as I'm going along here. I'm just going to see how many pieces are in here. Now every seed, of course, is a little bit smaller or larger, and so you're going to want to check to see what your seed spacing is on your particular bag of seeds. Now I'm not exactly sure, but I think we've got about 20 seeds in there. So I'm just going to give each one of them a little poke to poke them down to 1 inch. If you don't know where 1 inch, it's the first knuckle. And then they almost cover themselves up at this point, but let's just make sure they're covered up. You don't want to see that seed, so just cover them up. Just move your soil around a bit and cover them up. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go like this. Now I'm going to tell you, I found that was a little bit too much water, but we've got holes in our bag. So what's going to happen is the water's going to seep out until it reaches, a good consistency. And we're going to take it outside and put it in the yard anyway, so it doesn't really matter if it leaks out. So all done with these. Now we're going to take the bag and we're going to, leaving a fair bit of airspace because that's kind of an insulator, we're going to take and zip it shut. There's your greenhouse. So come with us while we go out into the yard and we'll put them out in the yard. Okay, see you in a minute. So here we are outside in beautiful BC. The sun's shining, but it's been really cold here for the last couple of weeks. We've had wind chill to -39 and it's 2 days into spring. By this evening, it really feels like spring. So here's our bag, all planted, ready to be set outside to soak up the sun and start growing. You'll notice there's quite a bit of condensation on the inside of the bag. And what you want there is you want condensation on the inside of the bag because that shows you that it's wet enough to grow. When that kind of dries up and you don't see that and your soil gets to be a big chunk shaking around inside the bag, you're going to want to water it. I'm going to show you how to do that. So you're just going to pull up the top of your bag and you're going to pick one of the larger holes close to the top of the bag here. Stick in your sprayer and you're just going to spray mist in your water all over those seeds there. And so you're basically going to have it so that all those seeds are going to be nice and moist again. Give it quite a bit because you don't want to have to come out here every day. And there you go. That's all the maintaining you're going to have to do. except to, of course, harvest. So there you go. Now you can take and you can start a new batch of seeds if you're making salad greens. You're going to want to start a new batch every week, so you have a steady supply of salads. But in a few months now, these peas will be ready to pick, and you can transplant them out. I'll show you how to do that, and we'll go on from there. So if you've liked this video, then I invite you to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. We're going to show you how to plant root vegetables, which require a little different method. And so thanks for joining us.